I think the most valuable role Europe plays in South Asia is the fact that becoming alternative. Because South Asia's security narrative as well as practice, the processes are pretty much saturated, and it aligns with the geopolitical competitions, rivalries that we see in the last 5 to 10 years. So the best thing EU adds is EU's being a third, reliable, confident, and long-term partner for many South Asian nations. So it's an option that they bring in. But where they can improve, I think, is where they could look at South Asia not as a monolith, take South Asia for its diversity, and understand South Asia's transformations in the last 4 to 5 years. South Asia has changed so much, and the South Asian imagination of the region itself is there's a contestation as well as contradiction. So if EU can do a country-specific approach in security cooperation, that would work. I think Europe can start with a strategic assessment of South Asian security and also the region, as well as the domestic compulsions of South Asian actors. Because the domestic compulsions of South Asian actors have significantly changed, because there's a sea change of governance in South Asia, political transformations, political upheavals and transitions. So all these actors have different ambitions and different narratives and understandings of what security means and security cooperation means. I think it's high time EU does a stock-taking of strategic assessment of the region and work on that to provide the best needed security cooperation packages.
Japan is doing basically 3 things in the Indo-Pacific. One is the transfer of defense equipment technologies. We are doing that with the Philippines already with surveillance radars. Second is the ground program of defense equipment like radars or patrol boats, etc. Third is the capacity building by the Japanese self-defense forces in terms of HADR or cyber and so and so. So maybe, I'm sure that Europeans are doing the same program, same kind of program, so we can try to create some synergy between our 2 endeavors for the benefit of all of us. I think the Europeans are very much present in the Pacific. They are sending a lot of assets, whether aircraft or vessels, in the Pacific, in different countries. Maybe what we should do more is about strategic communication. What are the objectives of the European countries to send their assets in the Pacific? What the objectives is? How they are partnering with different countries in the region? And this is thing, and maybe this kind of discussions not only between governments, but also between the industries, between the medias, or people to people. I think this is something that we should maybe focus our next efforts.
Well, we understand that the Indo-Pacific strategy is primarily maritime. And of course, the seas and the naval assets have been and will continue to be the main channels of power and influence projection of European powers in the region. But I come from Vietnam, which is a part of mainland Southeast Asia. And I noticed that a lot of security, maritime engagements from European powers have been concentrated in maritime domain. And I would urge Team Europe to reach out more to mainland Southeast Asia, because aside from the fact that the Chinese influence is very much predominant there, the region itself has a host of both conventional and non-traditional security issues with profound regional and global implications, including, for example, critical minerals mining, the remnants of war, and as well as transnational crime, the recent scandal about scam centers, as well as energy security and water security. And I believe that the European Union as well as France have done quite a bit in helping countries in this region to improve their capacity as well as awareness about environmental as well as the transnational crime and the ASEAN power grid in the region. And I think that in the maritime domain you have done a lot in terms of symbolic naval presence, but I guess in the maritime domain then you could do more in terms of capacity building for more meaningful and lasting impact on the ground that can help the region deal with its daily issues of resilience and survival.
One of the main key lessons will be to understand an area, to understand a theater, in order to make sure that you know exactly what's going on. Second key lessons learned will be that if you want to work together, you have to build trust. And to build trust, you will have to work and to train together in order to make sure that you will be able to fight if needed. Strategic value of deployment in the Indo-Pacific is mostly to get the interest of the area. More than 2/3 that the manufactured products that join Europe through maritime trade comes through this area. So this is definitely one of the heart of the new world, and being deployed over there means being interested in an area that is already changing.